morning, everyone. It is Saturday. We are not out garage sailing. There's not any good garage sales around. We are gonna hit Shopko. So everything should be 90% off. The majority of everything should be 90% off today. I believe that's how they've typically been doing it. 2 days before they close, everything's 70. The day before they close, everything's 90. And then on the last day, everything's 90 till late in the afternoon. And then I haven't been to one on the very last afternoon, but what I've heard is in the afternoon on the last day, they start charging you by the cartload instead of by the items, just to clear everything out. So today and tomorrow are great days, even if I don't find good stuff, to get fixtures. I want to get a bunch of shelving, but I'm going to wait until there's a Shopko in my hometown, and that doesn't close until the middle of June. So when that one closes on the last day, I'll go in and make a deal to buy a bunch of shelving, because eventually I'd like to get my shop all set up, and I actually want to move the building, pour a pad, insulated everything, so I'd like to have some nice shelving in there. But anyway, so we'll see what they have. I've asked in every Shopko I've been in if they have an air pillow machine or a sealer, bag sealer, and they all look at me like, what's an air pillow machine? So I wish they'd just let me walk around in the back room and see if there's anything cool I need. But maybe I'll ask them. If they do, I'll try and get video of it. That would be awesome. But anyway, yeah, I was trying to leave early to get there by the time they open. Then I realized I don't know what time they open. It's either 8 or 9, but we're going to get there a little after 9. So they should be open by the time we get there. Like I said, I'm hitting 3 today. The first one is a Shopko hometown, and the second 2 are full Shopkos. So the first one's in Iowa, the second 2 are in Minnesota. And yeah, so we'll be there soon. Alright, so we're coming up on the first Shopko. The sign out front that says up to 90% off. This would be interesting. There was a sign that said clearance up to 70% off. It should be 90. Entire store up to 80. We'll see. There we go. So I walked in the store and immediately made a lap around, and everything is marked 70% off, which I thought was a little odd. I thought it should have been higher than that. So I went over to the games and started scanning these games, and at 70% off, there just wasn't enough money. I mean, like, some of these games are marked $29.99. Well, it's 70% off, that's $9. But at 80% off, that's $6. So you can make a couple dollars at 80% off, but not at 70% off. Turns out, I found out a little bit later, they were just really slow at changing the signs. Everything was 80% off. So I didn't find that out. I didn't come back to the games, but I got some games at a couple of the other stores later in the day. So, but I went around and started getting all this other stuff, which I will show here in just a couple seconds. Alright, so we're in the store here. I got a basket and a cart and a basket full. Got a bunch of Nerf guns, got a bunch of boys' underwear, lots of health and beauty stuff, ace bandages. I don't know how I'll do on those. Those might be a bad buy. We'll see. But I'll try it. I just went back and I grabbed some more, some walkers actually, and some her hemorrhoid pillows. Oh, look at that. I left part of the man van in the parking lot. Oh well. I just leave a trail of rust crumbs wherever I go so I know how to get back home. This is the man van. Alright, so here we are. We're at the next Shopko closing. Oh, this one's packed. It's packed. So let's see. We'll see what it's like, if there's anything in there. At least I have internet here, or good cell coverage here. The last store was horrible. I kept having to go to the front window to check prices on stuff. It's amazing how 80% off, and there's stuff that you still can't make money on. So I'm gonna park, try not to run anybody over here in the parking lot. Oh, there we go. There's a spot right next to a cart return. That's what I want. Right next to the cart return, so I can get in my side door of the man van. Alright. Never in a million years. I hate minivans. I've never been a fan. And here I am driving the Ford man van. Alright, just in case my GoPro or my action camera doesn't work, this is my cart once again. See, it's pretty crazy in here. So, we're next to check out. I gotta come back in after I get all this stuff. I got a bunch of personal stuff I want to buy, and then I'm gonna look at. They have some of the racks for $5 a piece, like clothing racks and stuff. I'm probably gonna grab a couple. So this looks like the cart of the guy who either can't decide if he wants kids or already had too many and now doesn't want any more. Alright, so we're leaving our second Shopko and we're headed to our third. I spent $380 I think at the first Shopko, $560 at the second one, and then I left and I went back in because I wanted some stuff for myself. They had some baby formula, which if you don't have kids is stupid expensive, and you go through like a can a week. That and diapers. Formula and diapers are, people make a lot of Gerber and Pampers and Loves and Huggies and Kimberly-Clark, P&G. They make a ton of money on babies. Anyway, so you can see behind me, that's all my stuff. When I went back the second time, I picked up all those rolls of paper back there for packing paper. They were like 30 cents a roll or something crazy. So I bought them all. There were 31 rolls. The man van is going to fall apart. He doesn't know what to do with all this cargo. Yeah, so there's tons of stuff you can see back there. All kinds of stuff. It's piled full. And so now, oh yeah, my van doesn't have a speedometer, so if you're wondering who those people are that buy those TomToms off of eBay, that'd be me, because it's cheaper than fixing my speedometer. No, it's really not, but I had an old TomTom, or my wife had a TomTom laying around, and so I grabbed it, charged it up, and threw it in the van here so I can see how fast I'm going 65. 65. Oh. That's an added feature. It tells me what my speed limit is. Except the maps are probably way outdated, so who knows. Anyway, so yep, we're off. We're leaving Austin, headed to Albert Lea now. For the first time ever, I ran into some resellers. These guys come walking up to the register next to me, and they have a rolling cart. One of the big rolling carts, like 8-foot long rolling carts, stacked about 4 foot high of games. It was all games. Like Yeti My Spaghetti. What was that other one? The one where you put the thing in your mouth and talk. I can't think. That one. Shoots and Ladders. What other games did they have? They had some stuff that wasn't games either. There was some like girls crafting stuff and all kinds of stuff. Anyway, apparently they had this whole thing. So I walked up and I was like, "Are you guys selling online?" He goes, "Maybe." I said, "Yeah, I sell on Amazon and eBay too." And they're like, "Oh yeah, this is pretty much all going to eBay." They said we did our research on it all, and like some of it isn't on Amazon, and the margins are higher on eBay. So they said it's pretty much all going to eBay, mostly for Christmas. I said, yeah, I kind of avoided the toys because it's hard in there. The liquidators brought in a bunch of stuff, and so it's hard to know what is and isn't good there. And I mean, some of that stuff obviously is pretty good. And especially around Christmas, it should sell. But I just decided, because they jacked the price up so much. I mean, they've had like $36 on a lot of those games, and at 80% off, it's still not the greatest. If it was normal price, like, $20, most people would price it, and then 80% off, you'd have a good deal. But anyway, I digress. So, headed to the third store. I gotta make it quick in this one. I don't even know if oh yeah, I started to say earlier. I went in the third time and spent another $160 or something for stuff to resell, and then like $200 for personal stuff. Baby stuff, kid stuff. Anyway, so now I'm going to the last store, and we'll see. I don't remember what my daily limit is on my business debit card. I know I argued with my bank and told them I needed a higher limit. They only wanted to give me like a $300 a day, $300 per transaction, $600 a day. I said I'm trying to run a business here, not whatever. They're just worried because if somebody steals my card number, they'll have to cover it, or so they're trying to limit their liability. I understand that. But if I could call them on Saturday afternoon and be like, hey, raise my limit, it wouldn't be a big deal, but I can't. They're not open on Saturday. There's nobody there. So they have to leave me a higher limit. It's just the way it is. I don't remember. I tried to, I think I got them to give me a $1,500 a day limit. I think, and they really didn't want to go that high. So we'll see, because I'm at like 1,200, I believe, on that card for the day. So I'm close. Might have to jump over to my personal, although my personal has that $300 transaction, $600 a day
a limit on it. So luckily, since I'm a single owner or a single person LLC, they let me link my two accounts together so I can transfer money back and forth between them. But so if I have to, I'll be all right there. But yeah, things you got to think about, when you're in this business. I never imagined I'd be spending that much today. I really didn't. So it's good though. There's lots of profits in this van, in the man van. If I would get into an accident or something on the way home, that would suck. I don't have my business insurance all fully set up yet, so. But anyway, on to the next door. Enough rambling. I'll stop rambling. I know I ramble all the time. Just tell me in the comments if you want me to stop rambling, and then I'll still ramble. But at least I know that you wanted me to not ramble anymore. Anyway, we're going to the next door. Bye. Alright, as you can see, Shopko closing. It is the last 2 days. This store closes tomorrow forever. So I think I should buy one of these for my house. I can have 2 rolls of toilet paper loaded up at a time. I should get that. What else we got here? Oh, paper towel dispenser. Can liners. Ooh, can liners. Looks like I hit the vibrator jackpot here. We're gonna make a lot of people happy. Alright, so it was real windy out here, so I'm gonna re-record this. I got this folding table for 20 bucks. I've wanted one of these for a long time. It's for folding t-shirts on, and they wouldn't budge on the price. I probably could have got it cheaper if I went back the next day, but that's okay. I really like it. I got this paper they had sitting there for $5, so that'll be great for my shipping. Now, a couple weeks ago when I was on Alex's new seller Unite, I was talking to Josh Suburban Beard afterwards, and he was saying how he wanted one of these foot sizers, but his Payless locally that was going out of business didn't have any when he went in. So I grabbed 2 of them. I'm going to send one to Josh, or I already did. He showed it off a week or 2 ago on the Saturday night show, and the other one I'm keeping for myself. So that is the end of this haul today, and I will be back in just a minute with how it turned out. Alright, well, I haven't even sent half of everything I bought that day on those 3 stores closing into Amazon yet. But as you can see my 2 shipments here from Inventory Lab, the total sales, how many items, all that. So there was 89 items in the one shipment, 108 items in the other. These are all pretty small. I bought a lot of health and beauty items, so they're real small boxes. It feels a little odd sending such small boxes into Amazon, but anyway, you can see the total buy cost for these 2 shipments was $7.93. I think I spent around $1,500 on everything, maybe a little more. If depending, I didn't calculate it all out because I bought some stuff for us. I bought a bunch of formula and things like that. So the total profit on these 2 shipments is $14.98. So I'm doing about 200% ROI, which is really good. I always try to shoot for 100, and that gives me some wiggle room to come down. Now, a few of these items, I think I'll probably have to drop the price on a little bit, so my total profit will probably come down a little bit from this, but that is the initial estimate according to Inventory Labs, so we'll see how that goes.
Um, so yeah, that was a lot of fun going around hitting those stores. I have another store closing tomorrow on Father's Day. I'm not sure if I'll go or not. It's about a 2-hour drive, so we'll see. Otherwise, next weekend there are 125 stores closing, so I will be back at it again next weekend. And I've been going in during the week to my local one, buying a few things, some totes to build our eBay room, a few other things. So I will get some video and add that in too. And I'll definitely make a video next weekend while I'm driving around. And thank you for watching. Thanks for everybody who's supporting my channel. I appreciate you all. Have a great day.